What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning in the red color, playing as Ra. He may as well be the embodiment of Ra because his name is ChronoJJ. The man, the myth, the legend. Seems like he's an absolutely different player in this tournament series. I mean, some might even say that tournament play is quite a bit different than ladder play. I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but I think maybe it might be. His opponent today in the blue color playing as Oranos. His name is Alucard, the 192nd. I mean, I imagine there has been quite a few Draculas trying to disguise themselves by sneakily writing their name backwards. So it doesn't surprise me that much that Alucard might be the 192nd one. Anyways, we'll see how things are going to go here as both players starting to get going. We got a fairly interesting map here, Tropical Mirage. This is a map that we don't really have in any of the other standard maps. It's fairly unique in the fact that every other map there is kind of a potential for you to get like a kind of a rubbish spawn of every single town center, but on Tropical Mirage, you're basically guaranteed to get yourself a town center with hunt on every single town center. I said basically guaranteed, but it turns out that the Alucard has been absolutely gypped here. Absolutely gypped. This town center does have some gazelle relatively close, but this one's supposed to have something on it. Anyways, don't ask questions. Just accept that this is supposed to be the way it is, and it's not, and whatever. Don't worry about it. And we'll see how things are going to go right here as ChronoJJ tries to finish up his hippopotamus. Now, with God, I'm dying. With 800 food in the main base, if you want with Ra, you absolutely can advance off of 800 food with Ra. But you do need to get this temple shot up by with one villager by about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. You want to have it started. If you start it after that, then things are a little bit challenging here, and you might need a little bit more food. As you can see, ChronoJJ sitting at a little bit under the 400 mark here. So we'll see how things are going to go. Temple getting finished back up. A little bit of scouting happening over here from ChronoJJ, trying to spot where some food is. There is a zebra here next to the big pyramid, so we can move over there if he needs to. ChronoJJ is going to go up through Tar here, and I'm interested to see if he does rush over to this town center or if he's going to just stay one town center in this game. Now, one of the other big features about Tropical Mirage is that every single gold mine on the map is going to be unprotected. It's going to be forward to some degree. Obviously, you have this gold mine here. Which is behind this town center. So you could argue that this is a protected gold mine, but it's a second town center. This was much easier to deny than this town center. And if you take a look at ChronoJJ's position, he doesn't really get one of those either. So he's got himself a relatively difficult game ahead of him, but he is going to be going for this. He's going to be going for this town center. Alucard, on the other hand, here, still not advanced. What is he going for? Is he going for a town center here himself? Wait, what happened here? I'm not sure what happened here. This doesn't make any sense, right? Is he actively going for a 9 villager advance? 9 citizen advance? Wait, what's the math on it? I think that the math is right. I think we've got ourselves an absolutely wild 9 citizen advance here from Alucard. The only thing I can think that I would go for here if I was Alucard would be 3 town centers straight away. You drop this town center, you drop this town center, you build nothing. You take advantage of the fact that you've gotten out 3 citizen earlier than, say, a 430. You get your town centers down. ChronoJJ's already got 2 town centers. He's going to be enjoying all this hunt here as well. I'm surprised to... he's got a priest actually already over here empowering, so he's able to hunt both locations at once here. ChronoJJ is going to be having a really, really fun time moving forward. And it looks like Alucard is just going for 2 town centers here, which is very, very strange. So we'll have to wait and see. There's the incredibly delayed classical age. 540 is a perfect 9 citizen advance time, right? So 4 minutes is 6. Also 355 is 6 villages. Then 430 is 7 villages, citizen. And then 505 is 8 citizen. And 540 is 9 citizen. So this is some new age Oranos shenanigans we are seeing right off the chopping block here for Alucard. We'll see what he's going to be able to do with it. Potentially 2 town centers fast heroic here is actually another option. He's going for like mass military buildings though. Part of the reason why potentially a fast heroic here after advancing a little bit later, getting a second town center a little bit later makes some sense is because you're getting those extra resources so you can kind of afford everything a little bit easier. Build 1 citizen advance kind of thing and hit like a 7-minute heroic age. But I'm not sure. I wasn't paying enough attention. I wasn't paying enough attention to tell you exactly why this happened. Potentially there was just too much walking time to get over to the hunt and things just went a little bit sideways for Alucard. Now ChronoJJ is doing exactly the same thing as last game. Double barracks, moving over onto the hunt here, getting himself Shadoof, getting himself all his wood upgrades, getting all those priests out. This is something that I don't see from any other top-level Ra players. We don't see these early priests being utilized as much. So if you think about it, the priests, they don't take town center training time, but they are effectively extra villages. So the priest gives, is it 15% bonus? Empower 15% extra bonus on the hand-ins. So if you have 10 villages, that is worth 1.5 villages. So if you've got 6 villages roughly, that's roughly worth an extra villager worth of total villager count in terms of your efficiency. So building a priest and having 9 villages here, well worth it. That's an extra villager. Having 6 villages on this location, maybe not so much worth having this priest just yet. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't actually know. But it's a really, really interesting decision because 1 extra villager for 100 gold takes possibly a minute and a half to pay off, maybe 2 minutes to pay off before it starts paying for itself. But also, just having the priests out isn't necessarily a waste of resources because you can always use those in your army and it doesn't slow down anything else. So it's a really weird thing for my brain to mathematically compute there when all is said and done, as it looks like Alucard here, he is gearing up to go to the next age. He's got the resources in food. He's got the resources in gold. Does he have an armory up? No armory. So he will have to throw that down once he realizes that he cannot advance. We'll see if that's going to happen anytime soon. For those of you playing at home, we do have a question in chat about the deers being killed. I know some players play Age of Empires 4 quite a bit, and in that game, they did remove any sort of food decay. In Age of Mythology, it does exist. It's just kind of slow. It's a lot slower than in Age of Empires 2, I think. I don't actually know, but yeah, I think that it's a lot slower. A Skin of the Rhino coming through, medium slingers coming through, the army coming into sniper priest. That big snipe there from Alucard. As Alucard now going after those villages, Skin of the Rhino still not quite in. The Pharaoh empowering the town, so they're going to get a lot of damage back. Does manage to snipe down one of the turma there. So we see a sneaky second monument up for ChronoJJ. What is his plans here? He does need to remember not to get housed. He is building houses in his main base though, so no problems there. Is ChronoJJ going to get even more farms down? This is a very, very defensive ChronoJJ. He's got lots of farms here, lots of military here as well. Not overbuilding units all too much. A little bit of a misclick there from Alucard, who still hasn't advanced. He's gone for a third town center instead. Plenty of food still on the map to gather. He's got all the villages on the herdables in the main base. He does have husbandry this time, so that's going to be a big, big help moving forward. So now Alucard moving in. He can. There are a lot of cheeky shenanigans you can do here with Oranos to kind of slow down these sorts of rains by just moving in when rain is in, and then life can be quite difficult. We see ChronoJJ trying to circle around. We see the villagers moving over onto this gold mine, sneaking this one. Very dangerous position for ChronoJJ to be in, being over there, as the Oracle does spot that. But the army does surround Alucard's turma. Get a bunch of damage there as Alucard retreats back out. And now we see Alucard taking this forward position. I like that with the military buildings over there. His units are going to start making a movement possibly over onto this location here as ChronoJJ getting himself signal fires. He's got so many resources. Getting all the stuff he can. Now he's going to make a move over onto this location. And ChronoJJ, I don't think he realizes that there's an Oracle here. And we see the villagers moving over here trying to throw a wall up, but too little too late. Chrono will have to retreat back. He's over on this gold mine as well. Segment on the way. Crenolation's also on the way here. For ChronoJJ decides to shifting sands all his villagers over onto the other location here. Picks off the units. Keeps his villagers alive. And now the wall's going to be coming down over here as he's trying to push forward. We see Alucard going for a very, very crazy steal here. Staying in the classical age, grabbing 4 town centers. Lots of resources in the bank for Alucard. ChronoJJ will have himself a scarab here to utilize and push through. Also, he'll be having himself Citadel to give himself extra population to push up to 145. Not only that, he's got 2 monuments already, so 62 favor in the bank, which is equal to like 3 scarabs that can be made. Big shockwave there to try and push those Mamilo through onto the slingers as the turma coming through here to take out those axemen as best as they possibly can. We see a Migdol stronghold getting thrown down, another barracks getting pushed up here as the Pharaoh are going to get targeted down here as well. Population differential is favoring Alucard quite significantly here, as ChronoJJ might want to just throw down a market and go Mythic Age here to kind of play around this settlement grab. Now the Scarab going to come through and put a stop to any sort of town center shenanigans here. Hero Turma, while they do get the bonus against the myth units, against the 75% pierce armor Scarab, takes a while to deal with that. And the town center does get, or the settlement does get prevented there at that point. But the Scarab is going to get traded for that time there. It's a big loss there for ChronoJJ. Alucard's going to be enjoying that one quite a bit. And now he can start utilizing his villagers over here to start shanking down Alucard's army. And with having Skin of the Rhino, it's so absurdly strong there, as we see Alucard goes up to the heroic age there through Thea, getting the Stymphalian birds, instead of going through Hyperion to potentially chaos some units here. And ChronoJJ is going to take that opportunity to build some war elephants. Normally they're a no-go in this matchup because they just get converted by chaos, and life is really, really sad. We see Alucard is committing so heavily to this push. He's going to be throwing himself down his Hesperid's tree here. Absolutely huge palace coming down, double barracks coming down here as well for ChronoJJ. But if now ChronoJJ pushes through here and just simply grabs the town center back, he'll be able to grab this Hesperid's tree for himself as well. And not only will he have the Citadel center to give himself the extra 10 population, but he'll have the Hesperid's tree to give himself an effective extra 15 population on top of that in potential dryads that he could build. It's ChronoJJ trying to push forward. You do see the walls coming up. He's trying to secure this gold mine, secure the map. At this point, he does have a gold mine here. He does have a gold mine over here. And we see a very, very smart Stymphalian bird movement over onto this location to take out these villages that are on that gold mine. There is a priest relatively close to defend, plus a temple there. As we see ChronoJJ trying to commit forward to grabbing this town center. It might be too early for this sort of a push. We'll see if it's going to work out for him. There's still no real counter to these elephants that ChronoJJ is making. You kind of need to make catapulties against elephants. Mostly is the only real answer for Atlantean, apart from Fanatics. Windmillers are kind of an answer, but they're kind of a little bit slow. Definitely catapulties are your best option. As the Stymphalian Bird's getting targeted down by these priests. The priest does get in to empower the town center, and he will be able to get himself the town center up, securing this location. Meanwhile, over here, the villagers get pushed back. One priest comes out for Chrono, and he should be able to deal with this Stymphalian Bird very, very easily here. We'll see if he's going to notice that or he's going to lose anything else. As you do see a cheeky Scarab coming in here to try and take down the palace. Plenty of Stymphalian Birds here. These actually probably would pick off a Scarab fast enough to hold on to this if that was focus fire from the beginning. It looks like it might go down. No, it stays alive with 124 HP there. As the Stymphalian Bird does end up getting taken down. Gold mine gets secured yet again. This gold over here has got 1,600 gold left in it. And now ChronoJJ is also securing this position, building himself a siege works on the front here as well. Villagers push forward to take down the forward power, stopping those axemen from coming out. Chrono's still struggling to get up to full population here, whereas Alucard is sitting at a very, very solid full population himself here. He's starting to make himself some dryads. But really, the thing that Chrono needs, most of all, is an answer to these Stymphalian Birds here. And now what is Alucard's next position, next move? And he's not going to be able to kill this town center too easily. He's only got like 1 or 2 of these melee units here. So ChronoJJ can just retreat back, regroup. I wouldn't mind seeing a whole bunch of chariot archers getting built here. And that's exactly what Chrono is going to be doing. Chrono does love manually training units. So he's going to be spending those resources quite fast. He's making axemen chariot archers, which is going to be a really, really big thing. As the town center going to be going down, fortified town centers goes up to try and hold it. I wouldn't mind seeing masons coming through as well. Sorry, it already is in, so maybe architects as well to help keep that one alive as the villagers coming in to repair this up. As the army pops out to try and defend this. Chrono's up to 135, 155 population pushing through here. As the spam fest comes in, villagers coming through to start shanking the villager raids. You don't see this very often. Trying to shank out the citizen here. As you see, a cheeky raid coming in over to this location. No wall here to defend this one, so the turma can effectively just move through the main base, but the tower does have crenellation, so we'll get a couple of shots in. Wait, does it have... Was that last game? No, he does have crenellation, so he got a couple of shots of damage as the raid's going to push through. There's the fortified town center coming in. Both players not focus firing their town center here, so losing a little bit of that defender's advantage from both sides of the coin here. As the siege towers pushing in to try and take out the palace. ChronoJJ needs to really start focusing on producing his units here. He's in a bit of a difficult position. He needs to spend his resources. He's floating quite a bit of resources. He gets copper weapons and carpenters to increase his wood and army efficiency here. Wood gather rate and army efficiency. So we see the Stymphalian Birds returning back in onto this position. Already a priest in position here to deal with these Stymphalian Birds. Nice play from Chrono. As it kind of looks like Alucard is slowly but surely getting pushed back in this position here. As the medium Contaris and everything else getting taken down, we see a very cheeky lumber camp getting thrown down here by ChronoJJ. He wants the villagers on the front line, but he also wants them gathering. As we see some markets coming up in the corner of the map here for Chrono to start a trade route. It's going to be absolutely huge moving forward here. There's the Migdol stronghold coming up as well. Migdol stronghold coming up here as well for ChronoJJ. as the war elephants starting to march in, cleaning up Alucard's third town center. It looks like Alucard has run out of economic power here, even with basically full citizens not able to keep up with the unit losses he's sustaining here in this game. Just excuse me. Competing with the raw economic might here. Loses that town center. ChronoJJ immediately going to be grabbing that one. Not only that, grabbing Slings of the Sun to add insult to injury here, ladies and gentlemen. This is possibly one of the most useless, unique technologies that is useful in the game. It's like, it's a technology which does have use, but is so just barely useful. It's just like no point in ever getting it. And in that moment, Alucard decides to tap out. Types GG, taps out, says, well played. ChronoJJ gets the win, takes it in 2 decisive series, never in doubt here. Alucard almost managed to secure this position, which could have given him an opportunity here to win the game. But unfortunately for Alucard, or fortunately for ChronoJJ, he was able to take this position in, solidify that economy, and then break through the Alucard position, showing that ChronoJJ still got what it takes here to compete at a tournament level. If you guys enjoyed this series, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.